Texting is one of the leading causes for distractions behind the wheels, but texting isn't the only way your smartphone can distract you while you're driving. We want to see your pictures. Remember that no matter where you are, you can join in on the game day experience on Twitter by tweeting #OKStateSpirit. Bullet isn't the only animal Gillum takes care of, but he is the most famous. On game day, Gillum is with Bullet throughout the day, both on and off the field. After the war began, Dr. Rauda and her family, including her 2 young sons, traveled all the way from Lebanon to California. She says they did so that her and her sons could have opportunities. I am here with OSU alum Galen, who's come all the way from Edmond to cheer on the Cowboys. Now, Galen, it's raining outside, so what are your pregame plans? If you have a cell phone, chances are it's a smartphone. But are smarter phones helping or harming us? I found out how smartphones are distracting some young drivers behind the wheel. Anybody can experience part of OSU's history any time of the year by visiting Old Central, the oldest building on campus. But one of the largest parts of OSU's history only happens once a year. I'm Chandler Rogers. It is a beautiful day here in Stillwater, Oklahoma. It's a little bit of a chilly morning. We're hanging right about 60 degrees, but the temperatures are only going to increase throughout the day, so 2:30 kickoff should be perfect. The Colvin Recreation Center has everything students need to stay in shape, but there's one thing the facility offers that many other gyms don't have, and it's helping some students reach new heights. Oklahoma State's athletic program signed a sponsorship contract with Nike in 2011, giving the company free rein to bring combinations of orange, black, and gray apparel to Stillwater. Matt Davis, known by the players as Chief, is the director of football equipment operations. Davis says there are many reasons why Nike sought out OSU for sponsorship.
I just think it's winning games, exposure. That kind of goes hand in hand. Retail sales, people buy them. We pack the stadium out more times than not. Season ticket sales are up, and everything's so positive here at Oklahoma State that I think that's why we're at where we're at now.
With the exception of helmets and pads, OSU's contract with Nike has the team and the coaches completely outfitted in Nike gear. Davis says there's no way to give an exact number of Nike uniform combinations, but fans can expect to see a few surprises in the near future.
But now you got to keep doing more. You know, they've seen the orange, they've seen the black, they've seen this, they've seen that. You got to mix it up a little bit, and this season we will.
In its 3rd season with Nike, the football program plans to get a little more daring with its apparel. Davis says that by the end of the season, fans young and old will have a new favorite jersey.
Everybody's going to have their opinion. Some people, the older generation, might not like the flashy stuff, but the younger generation does. We'll give a little bit to the older generation here later in this season, and we hope that everybody will enjoy that kind of a different look.
OSU is under contract with the swoosh through 2017, so that gives them at least 3 more years to see how many more combinations of orange, black, and white they can come up with. The need for the newest, fastest, smartest technology has taken the cell phone world by storm. Since college-age people have grown up in the age of technology, they are the target market for smartphone creators. Maddie Majerowitz, a college senior, understands the need for the newest technology.
I wanted to get on track with the big releases, which kind of sounds geeky, but...
Majerowitz opted for the newest Apple product, the iPhone 6, which has a 4.7-inch screen. That's compared to the iPhone 5 with only a 4-inch screen.
I always want to be on it. When I left the store, I was on my way home, I was texting and calling everyone, my brother to make him jealous. I got the new phone.
Although Oklahoma does not have a law against using a cell phone while driving, there is a distracted driver's law in place. That's likely because in 2011, 23% of car accidents involved a driver being distracted by a cell phone. And police officers, like Senior Officer Adam Queen, are on the lookout.
Not using turn signals, rolling stop signs, not obeying the laws that they're supposed to be doing is caused by multiple incidents where a cell phone is caused.
Texting is one of the leading causes for distractions behind the wheels, but texting isn't the only way your smartphone can distract you while you're driving.
I think it might be there's more apps, there's more social media that there didn't used to be. There's apps for everything now. I've even seen an app where as you're texting, The background of your texting is what the camera sees. And as you're texting, you see the letters, but your background is looking out the windshield.
1 in every 5 drivers admit to surfing the web behind the wheel, so all drivers should be alert to prevent accidents. But also, so you can be a defensive driver, because you never know who's in the other lane watching Netflix.
OSU fans anticipate Bullitt's appearance at every game, but what we see on the field is only a fraction of what goes on behind the scenes in Bullitt's everyday life.
It's a privilege that I get, fun part of my job, to take care of Bullitt on game day and also in any other time that he might need it.
Associate Professor of Equine Medicine Lindy Gillum is Bullitt's personal veterinarian. She spends a lot of time with the horse to ensure that he's as fit as the Cowboys' defensive line.
We him in the preseason and make sure that he's sound, all his legs are working right, he's not sore anywhere. Basically from the tip of his nose to the tip of his tail, we make sure that he's healthy.
But when football season begins, Bullitt makes his way to Stillwater from Tulsa with the Cunningham family, and immediately Gillum gets to work.
Every home game that he comes over, I do the same thing, do a physical exam on him before he goes out onto the field to make sure that there's no signs of illness, so he's ready to perform just like the athletes on the field.
Bullitt isn't the only animal Gillum takes care of, but he is the most famous. On game day, Gillum is with Bullitt throughout the day, both on and off the field.
Of course, there's a little bit of pressure when there's TV cameras on. I'm always saying prayers that nothing goes wrong with Bullitt on game day.
Thankfully, Gillum and her team have never had any trouble with Bullitt, and it does take a team to make sure things run smoothly for Bullitt on the field.
It's definitely a team effort, just like it takes more than just a quarterback, it takes more than me.
And thanks to that team, fans can expect to celebrate touchdowns in Boone Pickens Stadium with Bullitt for years to come. For O State TV, I'm Chandler Rogers. Most people rely on technology in their everyday lives, but the elderly at assisted living centers like this one rely on caregivers. One researcher at OSU is trying to develop a robot that could help assist the elderly. But would you trust a robot to help you or your loved ones? Drs. Shang and Fan have received a 3-year grant to develop a new type of social intelligence in the form of robots for the elderly. The research has taken place in the Advanced Technology Research Center at OSU.
This is a project we aim to help elderly living alone in their homes or apartments. So the robot is supposed to know the whereabouts of the subject and also the activities, behaviors of the subject. So, for example, if the elderly is falling on the floor or something is wrong, the robot is supposed to know that, and the robot can come to help.
I think I would miss the repartee, the companionship that you get with the human, as opposed to a robot that, I'm used to arguing, so I want somebody that'll argue back. Having a robot do it, hand it out to me and all that doesn't bother me. But I want somebody to talk to, somebody I can visit with.
The concerns that I have as far as a robot, there's no emotions involved. Like one of the residents said, there's no arguing. They can't sense like when somebody is having issues. And just recently I had someone come to me and say that this one particular person that was working with them was great, very nice, not rude, nothing, but very shy. And they wanted that companionship. So the duties or the task to do is minimal compared to the relationship and the emotional connection, the spiritual connection, all that.
Dr. Shang's main goal is to develop an intelligent robot that can understand human beings, but perhaps the companionship aspect will take a little longer. In Stillwater, I'm Chandler Rogers.